going on, Bam Slam fam? Welcome to another edition of the Bam Slam podcast. We got Benjamin Fletcher. We got Allison Ratzlaff. You got me, Mike Costa, on a Tuesday night in America's finest city. What's up, kids?
Oh, Costa, you're adorable. Can we talk about you trying to figure out how to work headphones?
Okay, I know how to use headphones. I forgot that I needed to plug them into this little into the box, like she
that
said.
little box is your life, my guy.
It is. It's the source of life.
But it's good to see you guys. I'm glad we're on a
too.
little more regular schedule now, where we're going a few times a week.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, it's nice not having to haul my butt all the way up to Costa's house.
Yes, it's not even that far for you. It's further for me.
Oh my God, Allison, and she gets stuck in traffic, and then we were,
I'm coming. I thought these guys think I'm late every time I go anywhere, and I'm really not a late person.
There's no dogs humping my leg right now. It's all good.
Yeah,
I miss the dogs.
The shitty internet in my house would take so long to download. Anyhow, it is so much bigger and better now that we're back. Of course, it's the Bam Slam podcast presented by McGregor's Bar and Grill, 10475 San Diego Mission Road. They have come on in this rebirth of the Bam Slam podcast as our title sponsor. Speaking of, this is kind of cool. Coming up on March, Ben, 24th?
I think so.
March 24th is a Friday.
Yes, I know so. It's March 24th.
Okay. It will be our first official live show from McGregor's. We're gonna be down there. We will start taping the show at 6:00. We will probably be down there around 5, but we're gonna have a drink special for everybody who comes in. One of our great friends from north of the border, Carolyn Blocka. She's going to be in San Diego.
Queen of the North.
Queen of the North is going to be here, and
Love
she'll be down there as well. So start making plans now. You got a couple weeks to go, but on the 24th, starting about 6:00 or so is when we'll start the show. 6:00 or so.
We'll do probably a 30-minute podcast while we're there, but we're there to party with you. So come on out and hang out with us. There's going to be drink specials. The first person to beat Costa and around a pool, I'm buying you a beer, maybe a picture of it.
Right.
It'll be fun too because there'll probably be March Madness games going on.
There will definitely be.
And we'll be just 6 days out from opening day of baseball, so it'll be
right.
And if you haven't seen Alley Rat wasted, you
No,
don't know what you're missing.
Not getting
Oh my
wasted.
God.
We'll see.
I'm going to behave myself.
Shots.
Hey, just a reminder,
No
we are
shots.
live on
Text
YouTube. If this is the first time you have watched us live or you download the podcast regularly, just search us, Bam Slam Podcast on YouTube, and you can go watch it there. Also, you can download us, Apple, Spotify, follow us on Twitter at Bam Slam Pod, Instagram at Bam Slam Pod as well.
And thank you to everyone who stuck around throughout the hiatus, because we've seen the numbers now. We've gotten our first few episodes back. A lot of you are still here. We really appreciate that. What I would ask you to do is take the link you see, text it to a friend, maybe text the podcast to a friend, grow this thing up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, sorry. How am I now?
Wow.
God.
Did I just blast you
deaf.
guys? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, how long? 422. All right, that's going on Instagram.
Oh, God. The technical issues with this man. Holy
Okay,
crap.
so this is the first time that I use my laptop and not my iPad. And the iPad is so much more simple. But this is so much more better because obviously we can use a microphone. So I just turned a knob that I thought was turning up my headset, but then Ben had to remind me, dude, you're not. Anyhow, I blasted their ears out, so I apologize. If you could have seen the instant reaction from the
They saw it.
Oh my God.
I'm such an idiot. I swear.
All right, deep breath, compose.
The thing is, you're not an idiot. Like, you really aren't. You're very intelligent. I don't know.
I try to give off that aura.
Technology
that I
just
am.
isn't your thing. That's all
No,
right.
sometimes it is.
We all have our stuff.
Like
He's
today,
a really good Fortnite player.
He
I haven't
is?
played Fortnite in almost 2
He
years.
doesn't. You don't know how to play video games, do you?
Oh, he used to play Fortnite on the pooper.
Oh my
I
God.
love Fortnite, but because they got into some big argument with Apple, Apple no longer let them put the game on the in the App Store. So, truth be told, I've just been thinking about buying like an older non-Apple laptop or tablet
Just so you could play Fortnite.
just so I can play Fortnite. So
That's funny.
if anybody out there in the Bam Slam fam has, I don't know, like an old laptop, non-Apple, or a tablet of some kind, and you're not using it, I will gladly take it off your hands for free. Okay.
Well, maybe is there a possibility that Philip Rivers is not going to be using his laptop anymore?
What the
after
hell?
some news came down.
What a
So
segue.
yeah, did you guys see this? So Rich Eisen was at the NFL Combine. He comes back and runs through this top 5 list of things that he learned from multiple different sources while he was at the Combine. One of those things was that Philip Rivers himself reached out to the 49ers and the Dolphins during the playoff run last year, and they both said no.
I just love him. Wouldn't it be fun? But he's 41. I don't want him to come back and do bad. But he said that he's not really in playing shape, but he said he's getting there. He's running more and throwing the ball more, and I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, I'm looking at both those teams, and man, if the Niners had him in the NFC Championship game, things could have looked a lot differently.
You know what? And we're going to talk about somebody else too. It is so hard for these guys, and I think it's especially hard for the guys that really, Philip got as close as the AFC Championship game. We know, playing on a torn ACL, but that fire to compete. And I don't know if Philip's doing it for the ring or he still feels that he can play. I have no doubt that he can get himself back into shape. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Well, and imagine those two teams that were mentioned. I mean, with the weapons they all have around him, he doesn't have to throw it more than 15 dadgum yards.
Yeah, that's true. What I worry about is, I don't know, just, defenses are so young and fast, and the speed of the game, I think, has changed. I just think the speed every year seems to be getting, faster. In fact, you're seeing that some of the times coming out of the kids at the combine and at the senior days and or pro days, the speed of the game is so fast. I just worry about injury at age 41. I mean, I think we saw it with Tom Brady this year.
Yeah. Well, we always say Father Time is undefeated, but Ben, you mentioned the 49ers with that offensive line, that run game, that wide receiving core, that tight end. If there's a team that a 41-year-old Philip Rivers could go work behind and be successful, it's them. And I think them much more than the Dolphins.
It just would have made so much sense. It would have been perfect. And I would imagine at the time, so we don't know exactly when this call took place, but I would imagine it was probably after Jimmy goes down, Brock finishes that game, plays excellent, and then Brock plays game 2, plays excellent, and maybe that's around the time Philip called.
Could be.
And so if that's the case, and they're like seeing this kid on the field, Brock Purdy, who's literally doing everything they want and more.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you Philip had in there, stipulation, I'm the starter the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I don't know.
Yeah. Who, what was it? Josh Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah. USD guy.
Right. And good for him that he stuck around this long. He's going to get a really good pension when it's his time. But who would you rather have in there, Philip Rivers or Josh Johnson?
Yeah.
And
who would you rather have in there, Philip Rivers or Brock Purdy? If you're putting a gun to my head, I'm saying Philip every day.
Yeah, what Allison just hit on though, I think gone are the days of the statues. You've got to be a mobile quarterback now in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You really have to. And I know that you can make the argument, you can counter with, but those guys who are always running around and stuff, they get hurt. But sorry, you can't. The Tom Brady's, the Philip Rivers of the world, it's over.
I mean, we're all pushed back on that. Jared Goff literally was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year. That dude doesn't move at all. He had one of the highest completion percentages, highest quarterback ratings. That was the Lions' first winning season since I don't know when, forever. So
But he,
I don't think it's dead. I think it's still there. It's just the offense has to be willing to be catered around that.
Allison, I think Jared Goff can move in the pocket and slide, but when he takes off and run, he can run. Tom
Yeah.
Brady,
He can run.
Philip Rivers looks like a drunk giraffe. There's no.
He's just not. I mean, he is not a runner. He's never.
He's such a huge dude too.
Yeah, he
Right?
is. Yeah, his size and he just doesn't. He just doesn't run. I mean, that's just not at all. And I think you're right. Jared Goff can run.
Yeah.
And if he has to, and, even Tom Brady not running. I mean, not anymore. And even when he was younger, he wasn't a runner.
True.
Not like that. Not like some of these, Patrick Mahomes and the younger guys that are proving. Even Brock Purdy could run.
Speaking of Tom Brady,
why he's hurt. Tom.
It's a herpes virus. It will
Dude,
never.
It's happening again.
Who though?
I don't know.
Dolphins?
I don't fucking probably the 49ers. I honestly don't know. He's coming back though. If I was the day he retired, I was probably 50-50 thinking like, oh yeah, maybe this is for real. Maybe this is just because
think he's coming back. Really?
I honestly do. And the reasoning is because if he would have said at the beginning of the thing, I'm not retiring, I'm coming back next year, but I don't know what team I'm going to play for. Every single day of every broadcast is dedicated to who is Tom Brady playing for next. Right now, I mean, people are just wondering if he's going to stay retired or not. And that tweet he put out today, by the way, I call bullshit on that so fast. So fast.
Explain the tweet for people who don't know what it is.
It's because ESPN and NFL Network, everyone was kind of saying, well, now this is a list of teams that make sense for Tom Brady if he were to return. And so he put out, if anyone thinks I'm returning to football, clearly you don't understand how adopting a 8-week-old kitten for your daughter works. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, Tom, you can hire someone to take care of that kitten for you full term.
Cats are really independent anyway. But here's
totally.
But I do think, I mean, don't you think he's going to look really dumb to unretire again? Like to do it once was sort of like, eye rolling, but to do it twice is just cringy. And and then what happens next year? No one's ever going to believe him again. I don't know. I just think if he does it again, I don't know. I think stay retired, dude, please.
Is he entering Brett Favre territory if he does it again?
Nah, he hasn't sent enough pee-pee pictures.
He needs to stay retired. It's time. He's 45 years old. It's time there's a whole new generation of quarterbacks. I just think, and I don't think he's the same player that he was. I don't. So I don't know.
Well, I think what I said for Philip Rivers and the 49ers obviously fits for a guy like Tom Brady more so because Tom played last year. I would say the three teams that probably, if he were to make it known, he's coming back are San Francisco, Miami, and the Raiders. Because I think there was interest there from the Raiders.
What the hell are your Raiders going to do, by the way?
Honestly, I think the only team he would consider would be Miami, only because I know San Francisco's hometown, but I think Miami, because his kids are there, that made Tampa even easy for him. Now that he's divorced, I don't know. Is he really going to go all the way across the country for 9 months? 8 months.
Oh my God! Do you see the girl he's dating now?
So there's speculation that they're not actually dating, and she's just a stalker.
Oh,
yeah,
good for him.
Veronica Rajek or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I think she's just like a Tom Brady super fan who is trying to get everyone to think that they're dating, but I don't think they're actually dating.
I actually have a picture of her saved on my phone because a buddy of mine asked me.
Yeah, that's why.
What does Tom Brady's girlfriend look like? Hold on one second.
Dude, I know we all know what she looks like.
We all know. We know
I don't
who
think
she is.
you do.
We do, because she posted a bunch of pictures of herself in a Tom Brady jersey at there
you go.
Their last game.
Yeah, dude, we've all seen the picture.
We've seen it. Costa.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Hello. The three of us love Tom Brady. Hello.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that's saved on your phone because a buddy of yours wanted to see it. Yep.
Truth be told,
sure.
it was before the Sully show, and we were talking about Tom Brady, and I said, "Have you guys seen his girlfriend?" So I found her, and then I maybe take a screenshot. I'm not sure.
You're not sure. How did my
Now
phone do
you're
that?
not playing Fortnite on the toilet. This is what you're doing. Come on now.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you mentioned what the hell are my Raiders doing? Derek Carr is now a New Orleans Saint.
He's a saint. Who dat?
And that's not a bad move for the Saints. He reunites with former Raider head coach Dennis Allen, who he's got a history with. And God, I forgot. Was it
Well, he was on the staff when Derek Carr was drafted. He wasn't the head coach though, was he?
Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe
don't
when
think
it was he was drafted. But I think it was Clay Travis or somebody said that like the Saints are going to win the NFC South for the next 3 or 4 years because
not because of Derek Carr, because the NFC South is
NFC
god
South
awful.
sucks, right?
Yeah, it's totally the Tom Brady formula. And by the way, it works. And good
Yeah.
for Derek Carr for figuring this out. What I find comical about this, and Costa, you would know, do you remember how Derek Carr played against the Saints this year? He did not get the ball over midfield once in the entire game.
Yeah.
The Saints won 24-0. The Saints weren't a good team this year.
No. And somebody put up the stats from that game and said, "Really? This is what you want, New Orleans?"
He's
Like
gonna
they
be
said-
he's gonna be thrown to San Diego boy Rashid Shaheed from Mount
That's
Carmel
right.
High School.
And
That's
Chris
right.
Olave.
Yeah.
No, good move for the Saints. You know that he's not going to have to carry the load like he did, probably a little bit more so with the Raiders. At quarterback, I do not know what they're going to do. I think they will make a run at Aaron Rodgers, who now has Allison. You said the Jets are on the way back to Green Bay to speak with him.
Yeah, they're flying there today. They're probably already there to meet with him. So
Talk
and
about Brett
a bunch of the Jets tweeted too. Sauce what's his-
Gardner.
Gardner, yeah, he tweeted something about I won't pick you off in practice if you come here. So yeah, the players are starting to tweet at him.
If I'm Aaron Rodgers, though, I'm not doing that just because it's exactly what Brett Favre did.
It totally is what Brett Favre did. And
True.
I mean, the Jets are a much better football team, but if I'm Aaron Rodgers, the Jets are not like on the come. They're not like, oh, hey, everyone, don't sleep on the Jets. They will be in the AFC Championship game next year. No, that the AFC East still belongs to Buffalo, and I still think obviously the AFC belongs to Kansas City and Buffalo and Cincinnati.
If I'm any of these quarterbacks, I'm staying the hell out of the AFC at all costs. Like the
Seriously.
NFC, it's wide open for you. You got to contend with the 49ers, who literally don't know who their quarterback is for next year at all. And that's it. Like, that's the only team you really have to contend to within the NFC, because Brady's gone.
Well,
You know who I think? You asked me, Allison, we were
Eagles.
talking before, you guys, who you think the Raiders quarterback is going to be. You know who it's going to be? Jimmy G.
Who?
I bet
Could
you.
be. Yeah.
Dimes to
was
donuts
thinking
is
too.
going to be Garoppolo because of his
Mhm.
because of him being an expatriate.
Jimmy's
Yeah.
either there or he's in Tampa.
Right.
Jimmy
And I'm
G
not-
would fit in Vegas too, wouldn't he?
Oh.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not
Mhm.
mad at Jimmy G being a Raider.
No, I'm
If
not
they-
mad at him being a 49er. I don't know why the hell we just hate him now.
I don't
Like,
know.
Jimmy
That's-
G is, I mean, God, he's just
Manny
really
Machado.
nice to look at.
Manny Machado,
Whoa.
Jimmy G.
Yeah,
I-
Allison.
He
Allison.
is. But he's like, I don't know. Why isn't he just going to modeling?
Manny
Okay, here,
Machado,
so-
Jimmy G.
Sophie's choice.
Well,
You're in the boat. You've got Manny and Jimmy G, and only one can stay with you. The other one you have to throw to the shark.
Well, bye, Jimmy. Sorry.
Wow.
I know he's
Quick
the attractive,
U-turn.
but Manny, it's not. This isn't about looks or anything like that. I just, first of all, it's Padres. I mean, I'd have to move out of San Diego if I let Manny fed him to the Sharks. I'd be crucified. But also, I love him. I do.
Well, and Jimmy
Okay,
G
here.
doesn't have Manny Machado's butt. So
I have a lot of respect for him, and I know I get so angry at the people that are like, "Oh, he's a punk," and he's not. God, because he did one thing when he was 23 years old on a baseball field when he was angry. Like, I don't know. We already talked about this, but he's a good guy. I have a lot of
We
respect
love
for
him. He's ours.
him.
Jimmy
He's
G was
ours.
just eaten by the shark. Hey,
Sorry,
Ben,
Jimmy.
what's the situation with Joe Mixon? He's in some more hot water.
Dude, I don't even know. This story is so there's been
Joe
like 10
Mixon?
developments on it already. Yeah, who had like gun issues like 3 weeks ago and now I
Yeah,
guess
didn't it
early
during playoffs or something, right?
yeah. And I
Yeah.
guess early this morning there were some kids playing like Nerf war on his front in his neighborhood.
Oh, cool.
And we don't know who did it, but someone shot a gun out of the window in his house.
A Nerf gun?
Oh.
A real gun and hit one of the
Oh,
kids.
that's not good.
And hit one of the kids, a minor. So who knows?
Oh,
It didn't
no.
no one died, but the kid was in the hospital. But there's like obviously there's gonna be a lot more that comes out about this. His
But-
sister,
because
I guess.
kids are playing. Like, what are people doing? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know. Costa,
See,
tell us about
let's-
McGregor's. I mean, between John
McGregor's-
Morant and Joe Mixon, though, it's just like who is their mother? You know?
Yeah, where
well-
are the where but you know these young guys, what's John Morant, 22, 23 years old, and all this
Mhm.
money, and
Yep.
you know, but you would think like he wasn't I know he was drafted early, like wasn't he like the second round pick
Sophomore,
or
right?
second pick overall?
Out of
He was
Murray State.
Zion, right
Yeah.
behind Zion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he wasn't like some highly regarded guy out of high school or I just and so we got a lot very fast is my point, but
Mhm.
I don't this isn't like it was the first issue with him. There were so many. I mean, what
Have you
was with
seen
the
the-
pointing the thing at the Indiana Pacers bus?
Yeah.
The going after the 17-year-old kid who was playing basketball at his house,
Well, he's
the
been
mall
suspended.
security guard. Yeah, indefinitely now. It was
So-
2 games, but they extended it.
Have
I
you
think
guys
they
seen the
want-
memes that are like John Morant's lawyer every single night, and it's him just popping out of bed super fast?
God.
What do you do now?
I
And
think
it's-
the league wants him to get some mental evaluation
Oh,
taken
really?
care of. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, yeah, they're probably worried he's gonna, shoot that gun at some point at the very wrong time. It's
Sure.
just bad. It's a
Send him
bad
down to
situation.
McGregor's. We'll have a little powwow with him. Get him on the straight and narrow.
McGregor's Bar and Grill, 10475 San Diego Mission Road. They have come aboard the Bam Slam podcast as our title sponsor, and we could not be more proud to represent them and to become ambassadors of McGregor's Bar and Grill. All 3 of us have been there many, many times. It's right down the hill from Ben. Figuratively speaking, it's right down the hill from me as well, although it will take me probably 2 minutes longer to get there by car. But we
And
love
it'll take me on a Friday.
that's right. But we love it.
I'll
We
leave
love
at 3.
the beer selection. We love the food. Our go-to is the fish and chips. And coming up on March 24th, that is a Friday, we're going to have our first live taping of the Bam Slam podcast right there in McGregor's. We'll probably get down there around 5 o'clock, get the show underway around 6 or so, but we're going to stay and party and have a good time. So, excuse me,
It's so
tell
fun
everybody
there.
you know. It is. It's such
It's so
a
fun. It's a
it's
great
just such a great
environment.
hang.
Yeah.
Great environment. TVs everywhere. March Madness will be going on. I'm sure there'll be some sort of baseball on as well. And remember, it is less. Ben, what is it? A 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk over to Snapdragon?
It's about 10 minutes. So with
Okay.
all the concerts coming up at Snapdragon, Lacrosse just had their first game there. There's going to be international soccer matches played there. You can
Yeah.
get there within 10 minutes and avoid, well, we can't talk about parking because you're not allowed to park at McGregor's and walk, but you avoid all the issues. Take the trolley.
You do.
Yeah.
It's so smart. And obviously, McGregor's doesn't shut down at 8 o'clock at night. Once the event is
Mhm.
over, you can head right back, have another icy cold one, get something to eat. But thanks again to McGregor's Bar and Grill for being our title sponsor.
I
You
might
know,
be
I
going
lo-
to get some chicken wings there right after we're done with this.
I love your
Oh.
point about them being open later because I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but restaurants since COVID closed so early.
So early.
9 o'clock, man, they are shut tight, and it's crazy to me. Even on the weekends, maybe it's 10 sometimes, some places, but a lot of them it's 9, and that's it.
By the way, if you want to
go
tweet
ahead.
the show like our buddy Rodell just did,
Yeah.
at Rodog619, damn, I never seen Costa with glasses. Those boys are thick.
Oh, they-
How are the eyes doing there, Pop?
okay, as I look at the screen right now, I can read, but your faces are just a tad blurry. So yeah, my eyesight is not that good. Certainly
So
not
if
as
you
good as
want
it
to
used to
jump
be.
on Twitter and make fun of Costa at BamSlamPod on Twitter, same thing on Instagram.
Do I look like
Lots
I
of
have?
compliments for Allie.
Ben
Do
and I
I?
only get compliments.
Yeah. Do I look like I have Coke bottles on? Or
Kind of.
just
Kind of, a little
You
bit.
know that dude in
seriously?
Trailer Park Boys? Is his name Bubbles?
Or the kid from Sandlot.
Squints.
Squints. That's you.
You look good, man.
Oh my god! I will tell you this, Allison. Did you ever see an episode of Trailer Park Boys?
I don't think so.
Oh my
is-
god!
What
Ben, did
what
you
is
watch
it on?
the whole
Yeah, dude,
series?
I've seen it all at one time or another. It is the dumbest, most guy humor, hilarious show on the planet. It's a bunch of Canadians, right?
From they're in a trailer park in Nova Scotia.
What
And it
Drinking
is
Jack and Cokes all day. It's hilarious.
what is it like streaming? Like where do you find it?
it's
Where is
Netflix,
it?
right?
I think it is on Netflix still, yeah.
Is it?
Oh, it is. But I got to tell you, there are some things that the writing is really, really good. And you're right. It's just guy humor and just stupid guy shit. And it's,
It is right up Costa's alley.
oh my God. It couldn't, it is right there. Yeah. As
Like
they say,
how-
it's,
You tweet about like South Park every week, so you're caught up on it too. It's the same level.
Oh my god.
Allison, you got to check it out though. It is
I'll
so
check
great.
it out.
And of course, Sandlot, a classic.
My favorite.
That never gets old. Speaking of
Never, ever. I every time it comes on, like if you're scrolling TV and it's on, I'm like, oh,
Allie,
watch
don't
this.
panic. There is a deadly feline right behind you.
holy crap,
I think it's
oh,
about
that's
to pounce.
just Kumo.
Kumo.
there's some pussy sneaking in your house. What's going on?
Kumo is a nice boy.
Oh, is he a
My
boy?
pal. Mhm.
Does he do it? Does he crap and pee outside, or does he have a litter box?
No, no, outside the coyotes would eat him.
Oh, you got.
I live
litter
on a
box?
canyon. The canyon is literally behind my house. The trails
Oh.
and stuff. They would be gone in a second. They howl all night long as it is.
Litter boxes are so disgusting. They just.
Don't they have ones that clean
They're
themselves
only
up?
disgusting if you don't clean them regularly.
Feline almond roca.
No, they don't smell anymore. The cat litter is so advanced, and if you clean it regularly, no one would ever even know you have a cat. How's it any difference to clean up dog crap all over a yard?
Yeah,
Oh my
Costa
God.
is one to talk, dude. You have how many
You
dogs?
have like
do you have in
9
your house
dogs.
right now?
We
The
have
other day he had 14.
We did have 14.
He did. He had
But
14.
it's just you got a little poop bucket, little poop rake, boom, boom, into the trash can, done. But the
I've
kitty
cleaned up
litter-
your dog shit before. It's not just easy.
Well,
It's a lot, dude.
it all depends on what
Ladies'
they've had to
poops
eat.
are like the size of me.
She craps like a T-Rex. I will say that. There's sometimes
Well,
I even
she's huge. She looks like a T-Rex. She's huge.
I go out there and I'm all
She's so
damn.
nice. She's the sweetest dog, though.
She is.
Aw,
Well,
I
God,
love
when
her.
you guys here were last Tuesday,
Yeah.
I think it was either that Wednesday or Thursday, Meg made her official. She is no longer being fostered by us. We have officially adopted her.
Aw,
good.
well, she's so
Yeah.
cute.
She's awesome.
She
All
just
right,
leaned
World Baseball
against me.
Classic? What
She
do we
liked
got?
me.
Yeah, World Baseball Classic. Speaking of how we got there from baseball or not,
Screw
has
the Brits,
everybody?
right?
Is it? Huh?
Screw the Brits.
Oh, ever since we kicked their ass in the Revolutionary War,
That's what I'm talking
of
about.
course.
Stupid ass redcoats. Yeah, we play
mean-
them. USA plays them on Saturday or Sunday. Not sure.
Is that even a game?
I don't think so. Dude, most of Great Britain's team, I looked through their roster just for fun. They're like all US born people who
gonna say, like,
are from there.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I say it's all. I'm all for the Dominican. Manny, duh.
And Juan and isn't Nelson Cruz is their general manager for the Dominican team this year? They got a
Is
lot
he
of
really?
Yeah.
Well, Juan, if he goes, he hasn't left yet.
Yeah, so what was your guys' read on that? So the
Well,
Juan
he's supposed
Soto,
to join them Friday.
right? But the tweet came out from Kevin Acey that Juan Soto was not traveling like he initially intended with Manny Machado and Nelson Cruz because of treatment on his calf.
Mhm.
Little calf
Padres
injury.
Twitter immediately went, okay, so announce the Soto extension because they thought that's why he was staying behind.
Mhm.
No. It's early in spring training still. These are the little bumps and bruises you get, and little calf. Now, the Padres are notorious for having said, "Oh, it's just this little. He has a this issue, or he has a that issue," and then it's
Yeah.
a
Well, there's a lot of video of him though, and people are saying he looks completely fine.
Mhm.
There's a lot of video of him out there practicing on the other field and running around and batting, and they say he looks fine.
How long is the World Baseball Classic?
It's only a
question.
couple weeks. It's over with like 4 or 5 days to spare before the regular season starts.
Okay, yeah, I got to be honest with you. I could care less about.
I think there's more buzz about it this year because Shohei is playing in it, Darvish is playing in it, Manny's
Okay.
playing in it.
I'm just worried. What if something happened to somebody like Darvish? That's a pitcher we really need, especially now with Joe being hurt. And I don't know. I just worry. Like, I don't know. I don't want Manny to break an ankle running
No,
to
it's a
first
valid
base. I mean,
concern, but I think that's
yeah,
the deal. Like these guys care about it, which in turn makes
they
me care
do.
about it because it's not like the NBA All-Star game where guys are just going out there. They're actually
Mhm.
working their asses off in these games. So I'm here for it. It breaks up the monotony of spring training, which is always just like little Kevin AC tweets that we don't really know what they mean.
Yeah.
And we get something.
This is a hard time in sports, but between when football ends, when the Super Bowl's over, baseball isn't quite going yet.
Mhm.
March Madness isn't here yet. It's just, unless you're a huge NBA fan, or hockey, sort of a rough.
I look at the World Baseball Classic like I do the well, now it's only 2, but what used to be the 4th and final preseason game of the NFL. It completely useless, and why even risk it? And I do respect the guys that want to play for their flags. I realize that it means something to them, but as a Padre fan, with how loaded they are and how much I realize potential is just that, it's just potential, but with all the weapons they have, and Allison, you bring up a great point about Darvish. I'm like, guys, just I know you want your manager or your country wants effort, but think about what the brass ring looks like in November of 23. If you guys, everybody stays healthy and you're able to put it together.
You're soft.
Okay. I might be, but
what's the difference between playing in those games and playing in spring training games?
Really, there's none. There's no difference.
That's a good point, I guess.
But at the same time, if you're Bob Melvin, you're not going to go balls to the walls with Manny or Nelson or Juan Soto in spring training like you would expect them to be in the regular season. So I know it's an old man on the grass yelling at clouds, but
see, I appreciated this take when it was directed at the U.S. women's soccer team. I don't know if I appreciate it here.
God.
Don't start. Don't.
Okay, again,
backwards.
Look at that ticker on the bottom of the screen right now. If you're interested in sponsoring us in any way, please email bamslampodcast@gmail.com. We do keep an eye on that thing. We're always looking for someone to come aboard. We're not doing any more bars or restaurants right now because we are loyal to our people at McGregor's. But roofing, Costa talked about solar. We're talking about male testosterone stuff or things that make your pee-pee work. We're all there for all that stuff.
Real estate.
Yeah.
And one of the things we are, we're big on giving you that exclusive category. If you do want to come on as a partner and a sponsor of the podcast. I also remember
cheap.
Yeah. Are we on again Thursday night? We do it again.
Be on, Thursday night at 6:30. The Aztecs will have just wrapped up their first game in the Mountain West tournament.
Okay.
They're going to be playing the winner between Colorado State or Fresno State, which, by the way, Colorado State took the Aztecs to overtime this year. Fresno State, it was a 4-point game. So
when is that game? Is that tonight?
Thursday at noon. No, Thursday.
No,
Thursday at noon.
Right.
The game. No, I mean the game against who they play.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so that team has to play back to back. That's where I was going.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so since the Aztecs were the 1 seed, that is actually the last game on Wednesday night, and they play the first game on Thursday because they get
That's
the
right.
most
Yeah, I read
disadvantage.
that. Okay.
All right, so I think as we
Yeah.
develop a schedule for the Bam Slam podcast, you guys, would you be in agreement? It's mostly going to be like Tuesdays and Thursday nights,
I like that a lot.
starting live at 6:30, and then when we can squeeze a Saturday morning in, we certainly will. But kind of
Yeah.
get used to this, and remember, search us up on YouTube, Bam Slam Podcast. Also, download the podcast on Apple and Spotify, and stay with us on Twitter at Bam Slam Pod, Instagram at Bam Slam Pod as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in once again. To all the Bam Slam family, and last but not least, you brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces, for what you do, what you've done for us.
And the team at McGregor's, Bam Slam Pod, we love you. That was a good one, Allie. Nice work, everybody.
Mwah.